And welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Woo!
Yeah?
Nobody's here.
Couple of Woo! Oh, there's one. Yeah.
Sorry,
James?
Hold on, I want you to do an intro for every person here.
Hi, I'm James.
Holy crap!
Also-
it's like I was over there all at the same time.
Hi, I'm Jarron.
Going good so far.
That's Tony.
You forgot to push your hair out of your face when you introduced.
No, I
Jarron,
can't
though.
take my hat off because my locks will fall down. Actually, I forgot. No, that's not true. Jarron made a promise to his hair he would never wear a hat.
Yep.
So I already can't
And
be
yet,
Jarron.
he wears one every day.
No.
It's a beanie.
I wear
it's a
it.
Sherrick.
Yeah.
I wear it for the hair,
It's
not to hide
right.
the hair.
Yeah.
It's to style it.
I don't think it matters why.
because I have
Just
so,
that you are.
No. I
So
have,
much
I have
volume.
so much hair. I have so much volume.
You'd
that
float off the planet.
If I don't tamp it down with the beanie, it's like poofy beyond belief. And
You
so
could-
I have to tamp it down with the beanie. Once it dries, I take it off, and then bam.
Have you tried
magic?
Have you tried conditioner and combing it?
Yep.
Or cutting it.
Have you though?
Well, if
I'd
I
cut it.
The thing is, if I don't have my hair back
Uh-huh.
and it dries naturally without anything, my hair just gets in my face and I can't see anything the rest of the day.
That is not
So
good.
the hat seals that
Yeah.
look. You
Yep.
comb it once, boom, put your hat on. How long does it take to dry? 3 hours?
No, an hour.
Do you comb it though?
Why
you
I
comb
run
it?
my fingers through it.
So
Oh.
no.
So that's more of a brush than anything.
That's
Yeah, I
that's a
brush
finger.
it.
That's a finger comb. You finger your hair.
Yeah, I
You
like
finger-
to I
you
like to
finger comb
finger
it.
it
Speaking
every
of
morning.
which, did you end up buying the Dyson hairdryer? The one that you have to,
I can't bring myself to do that. It's just way too
He won't spend
expensive.
$300 on a Dyson hair dryer, but he will spend $500 on a Dyson vacuum.
Yeah, wait
If
for the
it
vacuum to
sucked-
come out.
If it sucked the dirty particulates out of my hair, yeah, I'd buy it.
It depends on what side you put the thing up to your head. You put the sucking side up to your head, it'll suck it right out.
I want that hole in the blow dryer to
keep
suck
going.
in it.
Oh, it creates like a vortex.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. All right, this is the Gadget Spot where we talk about tech, Dyson products, video games, gadgets, etc.'s, life, things that go wrong, things that go right,
Oh, I got so much stuff to talk about today. It's ridiculous.
mostly wrong.
Let's look at James' show
Let's go
notes.
ahead and introduce the panel here. Owen.
Hey, I'm Owen. You can follow me on Twitter at TechNoan.
How
I
have you
think-
been, Owen?
I've been okay. It was my company decided to take a week off. They shut down from
No
the
way.
1st through the 5th.
Paid?
Yep,
That's way cool.
totally just shut down.
Oh, I
Oh
was
man,
gonna
so
say
you
that
you
means-
actually have been good.
That
Yeah.
either means good news or bad
Yeah,
news.
no, it's not good because I didn't get to do anything I wanted to do. It got scheduled. And so I worked at my house.
Working on house stuff.
Yeah.
The honeydew list.
Yeah, it was a bunch of stuff that got. I mean, the one highlight I got the floor replaced in my trailer, which I had to do, but I did it.
Good for
That
you.
was the one highlight.
Did you get your basement all set up after the flooding? Is
The
it all
basement's
done?
about 60%. I got one room totally floored and finished. That's the office. It's almost done. So I've just got it. We're doing the floor in the two rooms, the laundry room and the office kind of share the same floor through a small walkway. And I am to the point where I have to move everything over.
You never bought my monitor.
No, I didn't.
Do you still have that?
I got
No.
work. I got work to buy me some fantastic gaming monitors. 2 of them actually.
Nice.
Yeah, they're
How
not. They're
much
not
did you
super
drop?
4. They're not 4Ks. They're 2Ks, but 144 refresh rate and
2.6K, right?
the free
What do you-
sync.
What do you
2K.
need?
2K's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not going to
It's-
be gaming.
It's
a
good
bunch.
for work as long as you have 2.
Yeah,
But
so
why do you need that? That
27
refresh
inch because I wanted it.
rate? Yeah.
Because
How
I
much,
wanted I wanted to feel like a gamer, but I don't have really the scratch to be a gamer.
Can the Surface Book push 144 hertz?
I believe it can. Yeah, it's got the
Maybe like,
1050. It's got the what's
1060.
the 1060. So
We could push 144 hertz on like Snake or Pong.
yeah. So there you go. But I'm just going to use it for like Google Sheets.
Yeah.
So it can do 144.
Oh
there.
man, it's gonna load the crap out of those
gonna
Google
load-
sheets.
so fast.
Be like,
when you do data,
I won't even
inputs,
know. I won't even know. I'll move the mouse and it'll just feel natural.
yep.
No jumping
It'll be
around.
like
That's
you're
what high
in the
frame
machine.
rate's all
Yeah.
about.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Anyway.
real life VR. It's AR VR.
So
But,
no gaming though.
No,
Okay.
I didn't play. I
That's
didn't play any other than toilet games. You know, the cell phone.
What's a good toilet
Oh,
game for you?
right.
The
You got
I've
any
been
shoutouts.
no. I have a toilet game. I have 2 toilet games. Plague Inc. You ever heard of Plague Inc?
Yep.
I have
I
heard of
read-
Plague.
I like
I
killing
named
the
my-
whole world.
I
So
named the plagues my ex-girlfriend's.
say, you know, I
Shout out to Bonnie.
don't have any of those. Unfortunately, but I
You don't
do
have any
name them my
ex-girlfriends?
children. Yeah, I don't really have very
You
many.
name them after. Oh, that's
Yeah.
what's wrong.
Wait,
Yeah.
Put your headphones on.
you name the plagues after your children.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
better than rating them an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, well, they deserve
Better
it.
as in worse.
Yeah, well, they'll never know, and it's a little bit of a relief valve.
That is the one thing that I've noticed as
They
a
either
dad.
kill they either kill everybody or they fail, and I'm mad at them anyway.
That's the one thing I noticed as a dad so far. Is,
Hang on.
wondered-
Sorry, that was my bad.
whoa.
I figured out that
just-
your pots were in the wrong spot.
Hey,
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
As a dad, I
I
realized
can't hear
that
myself.
Shut up.
Hey, I used to be so loud.
We
but
can
now
hear
I'm
you.
not.
I know. I noticed, and I was like, "This is wrong."
No.
So you're fine now.
It was right.
I'm just going to save this story for when it's
No,
my
I want to
turn.
hear that what you've
Okay.
learned as a
Okay,
dad.
well,
And now I
I'll tell you when it's on my turn.
I'll even start you on your story.
Okay.
That's the one thing you've learned about as a dad.
Actually, the one thing that I've learned so far as being a dad, I always wondered why guys take so long to see a horse in their house, to drop the kids off at the pool,
Yep. You know
To,
why now?
go
Get that
poop.
out of here.
And it's because nobody can bother you when
Nope.
you're in the bathroom by yourself.
Nope. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. My cat can stick his paw pretty far under the door.
Whack. Whack.
Oh, that's one thing that happened. I got a cat.
You did?
Yeah, we got a cat.
I thought you already had
we
a
were
cat.
Nope, we were driving back from Spring City where I was working on my trailer, and there were 2 kittens in the middle of the highway.
Oh,
So
You ran over one.
I
And
did.
kept the other.
I
And
missed
kept the other.
them both. The car behind me did not. Almost did not. I was successful. Me and my wife broke up into teams. It was kind of like a crazy trust exercise. I completed my mission, caught my kitten. She didn't.
oh, it ran away, huh?
She got that one.
now that
that
kid's
didn't stop.
alone.
That didn't stop me from having to jump over a barbed wire fence and mash through a pasture for 45 minutes, though.
You got the second one?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a waste
it's
of time. So I don't know, but we have a kitten now. His name's Watson.
nice.
Owen,
Named after the refrigerator?
I feel like you're a good person.
Yeah, my kids made me do it. But the cat loves me, and he doesn't seem feral too bad. He was only probably about 6 weeks old.
What happens when you see
Oh,
a family of
he'll grow
quail?
into it.
Yeah. What?
What happens when you see a family of quail cross the street?
He takes all
I
6 of them.
I
He breaks the
swerve.
family up.
I swerve.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, quail. Yeah.
This will make good dinner.
We had a deal.
All right. Well, neat. Congratulations on your new kitties.
Yeah, my legs
I
are
am
covered
a-
in scratches.
I'm a cat person. I love kitties. Jarron, introduce yourself. Tell us what you're all about.
Hi, I'm Jarron. You can find me on Twitter at Jarron. I am a cat person with a dog. Yeah,
I love
do
your
you want
dog.
do you want a cat?
my dog's great. But somehow my kids are cat people too, and they've never had a cat. Anyway,
Are you
Genetic?
eventually going to get one? If you do, you know what kind you should get? A
not,
Persian.
Not at the same time that we own a dog.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll say that.
Smart man.
Yeah.
No, it's been great. We've been introducing our cat to the dog. It's fine. You should do it.
No,
Don't
Oh.
listen to him.
I don't do it for the dog's sake.
Oh,
I
I
do
see.
it. I do it for my sake.
I see.
Yeah.
2 pets.
Yeah.
Number of pets,
Oh
not.
crap! I just closed my document. Anyway, I have been playing some games. I did my fallback, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yep.
Yep. And I can't get that game to load now for some reason.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's weird. But they added the droideca
The
droids.
rolling ones?
Yeah, the rolling ones.
Battle droids.
And-
I thought
and-
they were called battle droids.
Well, they're called many things.
Okay.
Roly polies.
Yeah, and so I tried to play it so I could try that out, but it didn't work out. But that game's great when it is working. Shadow of the Tomb Raider also.
You almost done yet?
No, I think I'm gonna quit that game. I mean,
Oh, it's good.
I just do not like the story. I do not like the gameplay. Graphics are good.
The story gets really neat as you go.
It's
The gameplay's great too. I don't know what your problem
I
is.
just have never been a fan of that series. I don't know why.
Huh. Yeah.
Like,
Is it-
I
how does
should
it-
like them, but
yeah. It's in the same vein as Uncharted, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I
it's
know.
Very similar to
But with
Uncharted.
a
know.
much more fair looking lady.
yeah, but
Maybe
she
that's
just,
the problem.
she just takes herself way too seriously, and that kind of bothers me. I wish she was more.
Well, she's saving the world, Jarron.
I wish she was more jokey. You know,
Yeah, there's not very many jokes in that game.
the voice actress has improved. I think in the last one, like it felt like everything was way too dramatic in the first two. I don't feel that way in the third one, but still, it's I don't know. It takes itself too seriously. It's when the situations is so ridiculous.
So you're just mad because it's not Nathan Drake.
Tom Holland gets to play every single character that I love. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. He's got the good chops. He's a good actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Nathan Drake. That's all that counts.
It's weird for me to hear him have an English accent, though.
That's,
I know,
that's
right?
what he has.
He's
I
so
know.
good at like American English,
Yeah,
so it's just
yeah.
weird to hear him
Yeah, it is weird.
speak any other language.
Nice. All right, James, introduce yourself, man.
Hi, I'm James.
Hey, James.
Oh, so you can catch me on Twitter, JDD Jensen. JDD's for ADD. Lately, I've been a little bit of I've been pulling an Owen. I'm a lurking on the twits.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good.
That's the thing too. I think I might switch back to the regular Twitter versus Tweetbot because I just noticed I just don't use it when it's Tweetbot. It's so intimidating. It's such a
do you mean?
well built out UI, and like I feel like I'm just missing
you
stuff
get
by not
in,
using it.
you see what you want to see, you don't see anything more than that, you get out, and voila, you're not addicted to it.
Okay, I'm giving it 2 more weeks, but if I don't do 5 posts between now and then, going back to the normal Twitter.
Boom.
But why do you want to post?
The
That's
normal
the
Twitter is
question.
what really sets off his ADD, and what gets him to post, because it's just there's so much information, it just riles you up, and then you'll post something random
Why would you just assume that I have ADD?
because you just said JDT is afraid.
I do have ADD.
He
you know
didn't, but he
Oh.
always does.
Oh.
that. Yeah, but guess I relapsed, guys.
thought I heard that.
relapsed hard.
RimWorld again?
RimWorld. Oh my gosh.
I don't think you can count it as a relapse if you don't stop.
I stopped for like a week. I was going to my meetings and everything, and it was great. But then they reintroduced some new mods for the for that game.
How do you
Ooh.
reintroduce a new mod?
Just marketing.
Man, you should see his face
no,
right now.
This is not good.
Dude, there's a
Hey,
reason
Come
why.
back to us.
He's on their mailing list, and they're just like, "Hey, you stop playing, go play again." Okay.
Yes, sir.
You guys got any more of those mods?
Got any more of those mods?
But here's the deal. That's if you'll notice, I only have my iPad with me today.
did.
So I do not start playing that game again.
On the
Also,
show.
Good choice.
Also, here's the deal: is I bought an Apple Pencil because I recorded all of my playing this last week in RimWorld, right? So this next week coming up, all the time that I spent playing the game, I'm gonna learn how to draw. I'm gonna put it towards something.
Cool.
You're gonna use it maybe once, then you're probably not going to use it again. But that's okay.
The draw, the pen.
The pencil.
No, like
that's what we all do.
I'm gonna download Acorns or whatever that app is called. The one where you grow trees over time. It tracks your time
What?
doing stuff. Have you heard of this app?
Is that supposed to help you like learn new habits?
No,
kind of a thing?
it's yes, but it's also meant to just track time, and it's
okay.
in the form of like you plant seeds and you can grow trees. It's,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah, I'll
I like slow
I'll put it in
monotonous
the
grinds.
Oh my gosh, I'll put it in the
Digitally.
show notes. It's used for studying. Apparently, it's really good.
Slowing on it. I just got it.
But yeah, that's why I was going to call your wife, because your wife is an amazing artist, Tony.
She
Get her
is.
opinion on where to start.
She is really great.
Oh, speaking of married to Tony's wife, we have a host. He's married to Tony's wife. His name is Tony.
I am married to my wife. You're right.
That was good.
Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony, or every week on the Geek Show podcast, or every other week right here on the Gadget Spot.
Where he's a joke sniper.
Sometimes. So games I've been playing: Death of the Outsider, Dishonored. Oh man, that's a good game.
Death of the Outsider, was
What
it
is that?
because they
It
couldn't
was
get
the-
inside?
It was the standalone expansion to Dishonored 2. And
Oh,
it was one of
yeah.
those ones that it looked like it started off as DLC, but it got so big they just released it by itself for like $30.
Wasn't Dishonored one of those games where you murdered like 100 people to prove that you didn't murder one person?
Yeah.
Could if you wanted, but you could also go through the game and not kill a single person.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
And that was the challenge,
makes
right?
It makes it like 20 times
Oh,
harder.
it makes it so hard.
Because there's some
Escapism.
people you were supposed to.
No,
Kill, right?
You can figure out ways around alternate ways of punishing them besides killing them. So it's
But they
pretty
give,
good.
They give you
Sounds
powers.
monotonous.
How could you not use them to kill people?
That's what you got to figure out.
This is why humans don't have superhuman powers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
we have to make our own powers
This
like
is why
guns.
you don't
and
have
knives.
superhero powers.
So yeah, that's been really fun. I think I'm on the last level of that, and I completed the Borderlands DLC that was free. Which, as we record this, is the last day you can get it for free. It will
Which
be
Borderlands?
costing money. Borderlands 2 DLC they gave out for
They
free.
what?
Yeah, brand new DLC that ties
Where does it rank in all the Borderlands DLC?
right under Tiny Tina's dungeon.
yeah, I was
it
going to
was-
say, I wanted to know if that.
It was really good, but the dungeons was the best.
Yeah.
Tiny Tina's
Oh,
DLC. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The end boss is a big old jerk, and the only way I could beat him was to have someone else play with me and just stay out of the arena so that the boss's health never reset when I die.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
I cheesed him,
Smart.
and so but he was super hard. But yeah,
What do you get when you win that?
the rest of the story.
Oh,
You don't really,
yeah, you could have got it on YouTube.
nah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's classic Borderlands, and then it's getting you ready for where the story goes from 2 to 3. Because in 3 they talk about how you're in a spaceship called
Yeah.
Sanctuary 3. So you figure out why you're in a spaceship, why you're going to be in a spaceship.
What?
Because in Borderlands 2 it ends with you floating in the city of Sanctuary.
Yes.
And so now you figure out why you're not there and you're in a spaceship. So it tells you that story.
Oh, interesting.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then I'm a couple hours into Detroit Become Human on the PS4.
Which is a PS Plus
As PS Plus this month.
download.
It
this
was
month.
not going to be. It was going to be Konami's soccer game, PES.
Yeah, that's interesting why
And
they
then,
changed that.
Yeah, like the day before it was going to go live, they said, "Oh wait, it's now going to be Detroit Become Human,"
Which is great because
which
I'd
is
much
great.
rather have that game.
Oh yeah, I wasn't going to even bother to download the soccer one. That's just not my style. But that game is really, really neat. You got to understand going in that you're playing a movie. Basically, it's like
Is it like Mass Effect?
no, way less interactive than Mass Effect.
What?
Yeah, well, Mass Effect is just like a normal shoot 'em up.
Well, it depends on what style you select.
Yeah, but this one is like it is literally choose your own adventure. The movie, the game.
What is it when it's
Awesome.
not that? Is it a first-person shooter?
No, there's no shooting mechanics. There's no.
Is it more so than like a
Did
Telltale
you-
game?
Yes, it's like a Telltale game.
Oh.
It's an adventure game, basically. An old
With
old,
really
old
good
style.
graphics.
with amazing graphics, and amazing voiceover, and amazing character animation, and the story so far seems like it's treading some semi well worn concepts from what I can see so far, but it's good. It's treading them well. I mean, I'm really enjoying it so far to the point that I actually started playing this game with my wife in the room, and after the second play session, I said, "Do you want me to just keep playing this by myself, or are you interested enough in the story that I should wait when you're around to play it like we watch shows?" And she's like, "I kind of want to see what happens." So,
Oh, that's
so I
nice
wanna
when that
play-
happens.
I want to play with
That
you on
really
this
is like a
one.
movie then.
Yeah. So it's
My wife would never say that.
Well, see that's only happened a handful of times with me, and lately it's been Baba Is You. That one's a good one.
What's that?
So it's you programmers I think would like that game. It's a game on the Switch. It's basically you have a bunch of statements all around the screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's Baba is you, lava is death, flag is win, and the whole point of the game is to get to whatever the win goal is, right?
And it interests your wife?
Well, she's interested in the the strategy,
Oh, okay.
the puzzle aspect of it. So you can move the things that are so flag you can change to like rock. So rock is win.
Okay.
And then you touch the rock and you win.
My wife sometimes asked me what a game was about that she happened to be seeing while I was in the room.
Like a little piece of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah.
I feel so lonely.
I'm so
But your wife is a reader, so all of her stories happen up here.
Where are you pointing? Where are you pointing?
Your brain and your heart.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our awesome Patreon patrons.
Yes.
Who's got the whip?
I would like to read it.
Whoa,
know you
James
will.
wants
I got
some
it. I
redemption.
got it loaded up.
Is that current? Is that the ones?
No, I say no. That is the right list. No, that's not.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yep.
Here, let me fix it for
June
you.
2019.
While I fix it, Owen, what's Patreon?
Patreon's the way you can support the show. If you like the content, you really want to help us out.
Stop fingering my list.
It's quite helpful for us. It helps us keep the lights on and do the show. It's completely non-obligatory, so that's a
As much
big
as all
word.
over
You
my
can go
screen.
look that up if you want, but it means you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but you can still download and enjoy our content for free.
Heck yeah.
You know, I can read
But
these
if you do decide to donate, we've got some tiers, and if you donate $6 or more, we'll give you a live shout out here on the show.
I'll only read to $6.
Like we're about to do right
Yep.
now,
Yep.
Jared.
Yep. Oh, he
James.
gave me it back. Let's do this.
I
James-
didn't have to fix
Number
anything.
one.
He had it,
AJ Jasper. Can I read their email address so
No.
people can email them and thank them?
I don't think so.
No,
we
that'd
don't
be
want to be
bad.
just giving out people's email
But
addresses.
I'm giving out their name and
The
social
privacy.
security numbers.
We want privacy.
Aaron Jasper, 582. Oh, no, I can't see that. Okay.
We don't know social security numbers from Patreon. That's crazy talk.
I have their IP address. I can find anything.
No, that's probably
Also not
even,
true.
Not even really their IP address.
Fine. Thank you so much, AJ Jasper, David Broshinsky, Aaron Young, Roger Allen, Jeffrey Kale. See what I'm doing there? I'm making it more interesting
Yeah, keep it up.
with names.
It's falling again though.
What?
You
Keep going.
You
Okay.
stopped. Your momentum.
Where was I?
Jeffrey Kale.
Jeffrey Kale. Oh, see? Okay. Ryan Baker, Adam Hecht, Michael Beck, Gerald of Rivia. Did I say that right?
Geralt of Rivia. Come on.
Hey, speaking of which, did you see those pictures?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Can we talk about that once we get done with this?
Sure.
Okay. Neat. Okay, where was I? Okay. Thank you so much, Aaron Faulkner. Thank you so much, Platinumed, which is Joe Reedy. Thank you so much, Brian Lee. Thank you so much. I can make Jarron say anything for $6. I'm not Jarron. Thank you so much, Hardware.
You wish.
Thank you, Ryan McQueen. Thank you, specifically Austin Beauregard.
You guys switched
Nailed it.
roles. It's weird.
Nailed
Nice.
Felt weird.
Thank
I
you
don't
so
like
much, Southworth. Nope, Conrad. Thank you so much, Adam Foote. Thank you so much, Spencer Knowlton. Thank you, Josh Sidaway. I wonder if I know Josh. Thank you so much. That's at the end of the $6.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
I did
you
it
so much.
I did. I read the list.
Great
did
job,
great.
James. Great
Did you
job.
see me read the list?
I did.
I heard you.
You did a great job.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
I don't need your guys' praise, but thank you.
Yeah, that's why you did it.
So
'Cause you didn't
we
need
need
our
to talk
praise.
about that photo.
No, hang on.
You
First
look-
thing, we got emails.
We got a Facebook message.
We got a Facebook message, and we have an email that we missed last time because it got marked as read, even though we hadn't read it.
Who did that?
I don't know, but it's from Aaron Lang.
I'm not
so-
reading the emails.
I want to do the Facebook one first. Can we do that
Yeah,
one
yeah,
first?
we can
okay.
do the go for it.
This is from Hassam
Wait.
Masood.
Hold on. Has the email link with Slack gone down?
I'll have to check. I don't know.
Because we haven't got anything since May.
What?
Yeah, we'll have to look at that.
I'll look at that.
That's why we missed it.
Yeah, for sure.
On Slack or on our website?
Slack.
Slack. This is from Hassan Masood. I'm going to get into character.
Okay.
He
Are
says,
you going to be really offensive right now?
Nope.
Better not be
I'm
very
not.
offensive.
I'm just going to get all dramatic.
Okay.
Here we go. Hello. Anybody available?
Sorry, Hassan. Nobody available.
Nobody's available.
New phone, who dis?
I know. I wanted to say that so bad. New phone. Who did? It's Facebook. You got me. Anyway, that's it. Hello. Anybody available?
Nope.
Nope. Nobody's here. Moving on.
Nothing to see here.
Moving
Move
on
along.
moving on to the email from Lang.
Yes.
I don't have it up.
Oh, I thought you had it up.
Nope. Sure don't. I sure
This is
don't.
good radio right here,
Let's
guys.
see.
We did it.
I might be able to get it up.
While
pretty
he's
quick
pulling it up, we
here.
need to talk about that photo.
That's what she said.
Hey-oh.
So the Geralt
Geralt.
that Stephen Hamel looks like.
What are you talking about?
What's his name? Adam Kaveen? No.
Geralt is being played by
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Superman.
Yeah, both good looking. He looks like somebody cosplaying as that character.
He did in the
Where's the beard?
He did in the first screen test they did.
It looks good now.
in the second one.
Does he have a beard?
Yeah.
Well, he only has a beard in the game. If you let him grow a beard, you can shave it.
No.
But he has. I
I've
think
never
he has
played the
like,
game, but you're wrong.
He has like 5 o'clock shadow. I think in the
No, I thought he has like a beard.
no. Most of the time he
But
just
he
has
doesn't
like
look like
scruff.
him. I
Okay.
don't like it.
Oh well.
I'm going to watch it.
He looks awesome. Are
I'm
you kidding me?
expressing my opinion.
And then who'd they show also? Siri, I think.
Oh, I didn't see
And-
that. Siri? Like iPhone?
No.
Oh.
No, Siri like.
Is she the white-haired
like
lady?
Cirilla, yeah, the white-haired
Oh,
girl.
she's pretty.
They showed Yennefer and Siri, I think, and they looked awesome too. Their characters. So I'm very excited because
And that drops on Amazon Prime when?
Netflix.
No, Netflix.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's Netflix. I don't know when it comes out though. I don't know if they have a release date because
I don't think they do.
Have they released?
They're pretty early in filming right now.
Have they released like a what kind of audience they're going for? Is this like a mature show? Is it?
Gotta be mature,
It
right?
seemed like they were gonna go for the mature. I think probably, if you ask me, if it stays anywhere close to the games, and I've only read one of the books so far, but it's like a medium R, not a hard R.
Are we going to see Gerald's?
Gerald's what's clapping?
No,
What?
his
What's that?
Not
Sometimes you got to take it out and put it on the table.
not
That
if,
sounds like dropping a pound of hamburger on the floor. What
Yeah.
was that sound?
I don't know. I saw how he looks in the game. I just assumed.
I heard.
Oh.
I heard he had 2 swords.
he does. He has a silver one and an iron one.
Why?
Because you use silver against supernatural creatures and iron against men.
That's dumb.
No, that's awesome.
What happens if you use silver against men?
Their iron sword will dent it up and it'll be nasty.
Oh,
Yeah, simple.
now we know.
Anyway, yeah, I'm excited for that. I love me some Witcher. All right, email from Aaron Lang. He says, so 2 episodes and not 1 email. This was back in June 13th, meaning we had 2 episodes in a row with no emails.
Well, now he knows why. Because
Yeah.
the Slack link got broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm checking that right now.
Let's see, and he, actually, it looks like he was referring to himself. Why didn't he? How he hasn't done anything? But he says, "I have a great excuse. We just had our 4th kid. The sleeplessness is real, and
No.
it's been busy fitting everyone in our small duplex.
Do you know what he named his child?
I think we're gonna get there.
Okay, good.
Here's the thing: our newest member has had this little rashy bum and some serious baby toots."
Hey, that's just like me.
And we're doing our best to help this new little guy out, but to no avail. And then it hit me. Karma is a salty siren. Last year, Owen divulged everything with his previous issue and with having a condition as if it was like a palm tree in the swamp.
Nailed it.
Then I got my due for mocking him. Fellas, I'd like to introduce Owen McRae, soon to be stockholder in the Gold Bond medicated powder.
Strong name.
He named him
Strong
after you.
name.
I don't know if he did, but I'm saying he
I
did.
told you you'd be a
But
good example.
in I haven't said anything because I'm just too shocked. I've just been staring at Facebook, like just the announcement he put on Facebook. He and I are Facebook friends, and I just stare and go, I think you named him after me, but I don't want to jinx it, so I haven't said anything. But now it's out there, so I'm just gonna say it.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a lot of pressure if he did.
No, it's not. He can
No.
easily surpass Owen.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the bar is so low. I mean, like
No. It's
low.
not pressure on the child. It's pressure on Owen.
Oh.
Was there a bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bar,
bar?
dude. Yeah, yeah, there's a bar.
I'm just kidding.
All right,
You're-
so he's
you're
got-
the best Owen I know.
He's got 2 questions. Number 1, what was your favorite gadget growing up? We'll go around the table.
Oh, I got mine.
Owen.
My favorite gadget growing up was the Game Boy. Straight up,
Oh,
it was
good choice,
that was
good
my
choice.
first one. I got the Game Boy Light, so I could stay up late and play it.
Mm-hmm.
Played Final Fantasy Adventure on that, and it was amazing.
Nice.
All right, so my gadgets, they come in phases. Probably my first gadget was the Game Gear, and oh, did I love that. I would wake up like early Saturday morning, lie in my bed, play it. It was awesome. And just plugged it into the wall because, it had to be plugged into the wall.
Yeah,
It's a
otherwise you
Game
got
Gear.
15 minutes of battery life.
Then I got a little bit older, and my dad gave me he had the awesomest Sony Walkman, like tape,
Yeah.
We're gonna
cassette tape Walkman.
Right. Old school.
We're
It-
talking about cassette. We're talking about cassette tapes. today.
It was made of aluminum, and it was like the thinnest is pretty much the thinnest it could be, while still having
You still have it?
while still accepting a cassette tape. I don't know.
Oh man, you should look for that.
And then
That's like a piece to put on your shelf.
yeah.
Especially if you still have the headphones.
This next gadget I do still have. I got the Sony CD player, freaking thin, and had like this remote that you connected to it via a wire.
Was that the one that had the slider to pop it open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I still have
remember
that.
those.
Yeah, it was way cool. Super thin CD player. And then my mini disc player. Oh, I love that thing so much.
Yeah?
Yes. And then I sold it to you.
Yeah, which brings
Yeah.
me to my favorite gadget growing up. The mini disc player I bought from Jarron.
You had a mini disc player?
Oh, I still have it. It's in a box. in my
Mini
house.
disc.
You
Was
do?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I want to touch it.
I
Was that the
probably
one-
don't have a battery that works on it anymore. I bet
Yeah.
they're corroded. But
Same deal with my CD player.
man, it was cool. It was so small.
Yeah.
And this metallic red color, the button feel on it and everything. Like it was just a primo
Yeah.
Explain
gadget.
those. What is a mini disc player?
So a mini disc player, it was I don't know if companies thought it was going to be the next thing after CDs or what. I think they did, but it just never took off.
It almost kind of looked like a little floppy drive, didn't it?
But yeah, it looked like a small floppy drive, the hard floppy drives.
Yeah.
And it acted quite a bit like it as well. But inside, it wasn't a floppy disk. Like it was a hard media.
It was optical media.
It was optical hard
And it
media,
couldn't
like
skip, right? That was like its big thing. Is you can't make it skip.
If you try it hard enough, you could probably make it skip.
It had a really big buffer on it.
But it had a huge buffer, and since it was in a disc, it didn't jostle,
Oh, cool.
and so it was.
What could it
fantastic.
hold in comparison to like a CD?
And Sony used audio compression, which was pretty rare at the time. This was when MP3s first started to come out. And this is when MP3 players had like 16 megabytes of memory.
Yeah.
Or up to 128 if you got a really, really expensive one. And so mini discs could hold like hours and hours of music, whereas MP3 players could hold like, I don't know, maybe 60 minutes at most.
Hour and a half maybe.
Jeez.
And so you would record from a CD player with an optical out to the mini disc player with an optical in, so you'd get a straight digital signal.
Wow.
And it would record it onto the mini disc in there, so you could take like 4 CDs and put it on one mini disc player, and
Imagine the power.
and the audio quality was almost the same.
Yeah.
What was like the main thing going against it? Did just car manufacturers not hop on board?
Yeah. Well,
Why did it fail so?
The problem
so much?
was their music wasn't sold on mini discs.
Yeah.
You had to record your own mini discs.
Exactly.
They
You
didn't
still-
have like original.
Nope, you still had to buy the CD and then record it onto the mini disc. They didn't sell it straight as a mini disc. So if they just sold it straight as a mini disc, I still don't know if it would have gone anywhere, because MP3 players, once they started getting bigger capacity, made everything just so simple and easy that it probably still would have fallen by the wayside. But man, at the time, the tech was so cool.
Well, it just
for like
looked
the
cool.
2 to 3
Yeah,
years
2 or
that it
3
was
years.
there. Oh, it was
And this
so
mini
cool.
disc player, didn't you get it from Japan? Like
Yeah.
you ordered it from Japan, and then you left on your mission, and you're like, "Hey, you want to buy my mini disc player?" And I was like, "How much?" And you're like, $50 for everything. Yes, I do.
I sold it to you for $50.
$50 for
How
everything.
much did you pick it up for back in the day?
Like $400. Yeah.
Oh, it was my favorite. I loved that mini disc player.
Holy moly,
James,
Jarron.
what do you got?
Ooh, that's a great question. So I'm a little bit with these two. Except mine is a Game Boy Color. I really like that.
Good
But really,
choice.
I got to go with TV. Like my.
Did you have
it
a
wasn't
really nice
Sony.
TV?
No, it was terrible. But that's the thing is like if what was the question again? What was the most important electronic?
Your favorite gadget
Yeah,
growing up?
100% my TV. I grew up
you
as an
go.
only child, so it was my friend, and it lived downstairs in the basement with me. I had a lot of parallels with Harry Potter, with the exception of I didn't have under the stairs kind of. I mean, I guess
You
it
had a
was under
bigger
the stairs.
room.
Oh my gosh, I was Harry Potter.
You had a bigger closet under the stairs?
Yeah, no, yeah, but that's the thing. Like Saturday morning cartoons. Like I grew up on Nicktoons and the Disney Channel, and
Nice.
oh my gosh, yeah, I was all over that. I just didn't get whatever. I guess I never.
So the TV was like a father to you.
yeah.
Pretty close.
Do you see what I did there?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
If I had to go for a close second, it would have been my N64, because that was the first console I
I
owned.
loved your
owned.
N64.
Oh yeah.
The N64, that was the bomb. It was a pretty close tie between those two, I think.
Your N64 came at a time when I didn't really have the latest and greatest.
Yeah, you
so-
still had the Genesis,
Uh-huh.
and the Dreamcast hadn't come out yet,
Yep.
and the PS2 was still a year after the Dreamcast, and so my 64 looked awesome compared to your Genesis.
Yeah, it sure did.
How did that make you feel
Happy.
that you didn't have the latest and greatest?
Yeah, it was all right.
He'd come over, we'd play Smash and
Oh,
GoldenEye and Rush.
that's what makes Smash Brothers so
Actually-
mythical and awesome to me, because I never owned it as a kid.
Yeah. We didn't play GoldenEye, I'm wrong. We played Perfect Dark. Yep. All right, so question number 2. What is your dream tech / gadget, i.e. hard light, teleportation, warp travel, or just anything that hasn't arrived
Dude,
yet?
screw that. I want a Tesla.
Your dream tech gadget exists,
Yeah.
and you wanted to.
Dude,
you
I'm
want a Tesla.
lower middle. That's
Fair enough.
That's
You're not lower middle if you're buying a Tesla.
well, that's why I'm saying it's my.
My dream tech is really though like in that same vein, like self-driving cars, like fully automated
Pretty cool.
self-driving cars. Like,
Dude, dream.
I hate traffic so bad.
Dream bigger.
You got to dream bigger.
Like,
Okay,
how about
how about-
teleportation,
how about-
where you don't have to have a car at all?
How about
Okay.
this self-driving car from Will Smith's AI, the one that can go up like
That
the
would be
side of the
cool.
building and it acts as an elevator?
Guys, the answer is easy, and it's the holodeck. Any
I would
dream,
miss-
That's
misuse
bad.
that.
That's bad.
any
I would
dream will
100
come.
misuse that.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
Have you
I
watched?
got to get
The
that.
first
and then I'd get
generation of
divorce
people
papers.
that actually used the holodeck in the show were a complete waste.
You're
That's
telling
why
me-
the Federation was formed, because everybody just went in the holodeck and never came out.
It was Federation against abusing the holodeck. If I found out I could hang out with Natalie Dormer wherever, done.
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 Did you watch the Orville this year, Jarron?
No.
Season 2 has some interesting stuff with their version of the holodeck, and you should
I need to get
watch it.
the Orville's on my short list of things I need to.
It is a very
get
good
under.
show. Very, very good sci-fi TV.
I
science
got
fantasy.
distracted with One Punch Man season
Oh,
2.
I'm caught up on
Is
that.
it good? You guys like it so
It's
far?
real good.
Is it
Good.
as good as the first season?
No,
Uh,
no,
Well, the
Probably-
first season had like.
Didn't have the shock value of
Yeah.
the first season.
yeah.
But
the
it's
second,
still-
it's
it's
still
still
good.
really good.
It's still good.
If you guys got an opportunity, go onto YouTube and hear Bill Burr's breakdown of One Punch Man, like how he breaks.
Bill Burr talks about One
yeah,
Punch Man?
so he
Oh, yeah,
does
I'll
it.
check it out for
He
sure.
talked about how he didn't like anime, and he breaks down like the bad guys
Right.
as like.
Well, don't give away the whole thing.
Well, he gives them. He
Just tell me
talks
it's
about
good
them as
and I'll
like
go look it up.
symbols, like a synonym. What's not a synonym?
Symbol.
What? Yes,
Symbolism.
Symbol. Yeah,
Symbology.
Cinnamon.
I get it. You guys went to school. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go for my dream tech gadget is either got to be hard light because that's what the Green Lantern ring is, or the replicator, man,
I got a question about
from
that.
Star Trek, where you can just say, "Give me, give me a
Oh,
pizza,"
that would be
and it
good.
would make a pizza for you.
The food I want at that moment.
Exactly.
In a second.
without having to cook for.
What if
cook
that's
it.
all just baloney though, and they're just being they're being given a bowl of gruel, but it's just perception that the
Hey man, perception is
the Matrix
If
taught
I
us
don't-
that.
yeah.
The Matrix taught us that perception is the only thing that
perception
really matters.
is the only thing that matters. So if
Right.
I'm eating a bowl of gruel, but
it tastes like pizza?
but to me, I'm eating
How do you even
a
know?
slice of pizza. It's good enough if it gives me the nutrition I need.
My question with that. Oh shoot. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Is Green Lantern uses hard light, right?
Yeah, hard
And in the
light
game
constructs.
Halo, they use hard light for their bridges.
Yeah,
to like get
same,
across.
same
So is it
idea.
the exact same thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
I would argue the gruel would be an even better option because if it's giving you the nutrients you need, you can eat crap and
still
get,
be healthy.
Yeah, still be healthy.
That's true.
I wouldn't
I
want to
want-
eat crap.
You know, I want to change my answer. I want little nanites to go inside my body
and make you
like
healthy?
rip my muscles apart.
Oh, yeah.
To like make them
Wait.
stronger, so I don't have to lift weights.
I mean, if we're going crazy, I want the Matrix. I want to be able to plug in and learn something immediately.
That's just one step.
Ooh, yeah.
That's one step.
We've got the
aside
neural
from-
net. Elon Musk is making the mind-to-mind connections.
my
true.
question with that is, I understand like you plug in and then you learn it, so in real time it seems like no time has passed.
Yeah.
But is that you just in a stark white room just learning this stuff?
No, they
until
just
you get
upload
and
it.
then
They just upload into your muscle memory, wherever that
Yeah.
is.
But
not,
when
not in my muscles.
you've had times where you dream and it's been like
I know.
5 minutes in real
Mm.
life, but it seems like your dream's like an hour and a half. Is that what it's going to be like when I'm
Yeah.
learning like long division?
Yeah. Or reading.
Oh,
or reading.
except I don't get sleepy.
All right, and he says, let's see, hopefully coming out in September. Oh, he might be coming out to Utah. That's cute. And then he says also, P.S. Tony, Ginger Squatch is doing very well. Ginger Squatch is what he named one of the monkeys at the, or apes, I should say, at the reserve that he works at, the preserve.
He works at a preserve?
Yeah,
And he called him and he named him
one of them Ginger
That's
Squatch.
amazing.
I can't
Yeah.
figure out if
That's
that's
a legacy.
I can't figure out
Right?
if that's an insult or not.
Oh, it is
Eventually-
totally a compliment.
Dude,
One of the highest forms.
Yeah.
I want a monkey best friend. That's like one of the most underrated things about Aladdin is he had a monkey
Yeah,
best
Apu.
friend.
Yeah.
Rabu. And then he sent a picture of this little guy.
Yeah.
I know the listener can't see it, but he's
Strong
cute-
chin,
cute
just
little
like
guy.
me.
All right.
Namesakes don't
You
follow
have
there.
a goatee though.
Shut
That's
up.
like
it's
a hat for your
it's a-
face.
It's a yeah. It's a,
You're wearing a hat right
It's
now.
a chin shield.
I think we had one more actually. June 9th, Michael Maservi
Read it.
says, "Hey guys, love your show. Been listening from the beginning. Thanks, man. I look forward to it every other week. Your podcast has been instrumental in me convincing my wife that we needed a PS4 to play Spider-Man and a Switch to play Zelda, both of which are now among her favorite
Wow,
games.
that is a great compliment.
Without your sage wisdom, I would have been stuck with my first-gen Xbox One and the sadness that comes with being a single console household."
First gen Xbox. Oh, first gen Xbox.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah.
He says, "You guys are truly doing the Lord's work. We do what we can."
You need to set your bar higher, buddy.
Anyway, I recently listened to a couple of books on Audible, and I think you guys and the listeners might be into them. If you've already talked about either of these in the podcast before, I apologize and feel free to disregard. Well, since I haven't read any further, we're going to pretend like we haven't. Okay. Both books are by the same author, Blake Harris. The first is Console Wars. I have not read that one. I don't think we've talked about
I've
it
heard
either.
about that.
But I
Yeah.
have heard about it. It's about he says it's about the rise of Sega in the 90s and its competition with Nintendo that paved the way for the gaming industry to be what it is today. It says the other is called The History of the Future. It's about the rise of Oculus and bringing VR back from obscurity.
The rise and fall of Oculus?
Yeah, right. Both are fascinating reads. Just wanted to pass the info along. Again, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you for all the effort you guys put into entertaining the masses. I look forward to future episodes. Mike Maservi. Thanks, Mike.
That's so nice. He thinks we put in effort.
Hey, well, some of us do.
Before we get too far past it, do you really think VR is dead?
No, I think
No, it's-
Oculus is dead.
Oh,
VR
doesn't Facebook own Oculus?
I think VR is in it does. Yeah, bought it for like $3 billion. I think VR is in kind of a state where it's kind of stuck.
Is it waiting for its big thing?
It is. It's waiting for its big piece of technology that is good enough to wow everyone, but also affordable enough that it can come to the general
Yeah.
public.
And the reason I say Oculus is dead is because, my opinion is, VR headsets are a commodity. Any company can make them.
Yep.
And the Oculus Quest, that's
Their newest one.
that's their newest one. That's completely wireless. It has a Snapdragon 835 in it. If that takes off, and it does look kind of cool, then Oculus I think has a chance. But I don't know if it will take off at this point. But like I said, any company can produce a VR headset, and
Honestly, I think the best option for a company to do a VR headset right now would, because the biggest barrier of entry is not only the purchase of the VR headset, but also the purchase of something to run the VR headset, such as a high-end gaming PC, or in the PlayStation VR's case, a PlayStation 4. But if you could get a company out there to build a high-end set that has like high-end video capability and lenses and everything like that, and they would need to team up with, I'm throwing this out there even though I'm a huge fanboy and it sounds like fan service, but they need to team up with NVIDIA and get the latest Tegra technology in there so that they can push some actually somewhat impressive visuals off a mobile chip.
yeah, that's what I think is the problem with the Oculus Quest. It
It's
just
got-
doesn't have a powerful enough internals in there.
Exactly right, if
That
you ask me.
Every single game you're going to play on that, it's going to be
It's going to look like a mobile game that's been stretched stretched out to fit your face.
It's going to be very stylized, which isn't necessarily bad, but
There's not a lot of wow factor.
yeah, I would want to. I like stylized games, but I also like real life looking games.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's interesting. I think VR has a future, but it's still a ways off before it has any sort of big market penetration and staying power.
We have one more from Benjamin. Did you guys
Oh,
read
we
that
do?
one?
I didn't see that one.
So you just read the one from Michael Maservi, and that was on June 9th, and I think I saw an alert come through that something was going on with our thing, and I just ignored it. So this is my fault.
Way to go, Owen.
I know, but his came in June 17th, which is newer than the one you just read from
Oh,
Mike.
yeah.
So anyway, he's just he says behind on shows, and we were talking about VPNs the other week.
Yeah.
And anyway,
When I signed up for NordVPN.
yeah. And he said two uses you didn't touch on when we were talking about VPN. He says tunneling inside your home or work network. I don't know that one. I don't VPN from in my inside network, but
I VPN into work all the time, so
I do too.
Yeah. Well, I think he's referring.
I see. Tunneling
you-
inside to your from outside to your home or to your work.
Exactly.
Okay, not tunneling inside your home or work network. I don't tunnel when I'm inside. When I'm on the LAN, I don't. But when I'm outside, I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is open Wi-Fi hotspots, which are fantastic but not safe.
Exactly.
And so those are the two. You'll
what-
see those are the two biggest marketing and selling points for that.
That's like the main reason I got a subscription to PIA was because now on my iPad and phone I can log into an open Wi-Fi, turn on my VPN, and I know I'm good.
Yeah, and there's some stuff that can still happen if you're using a VPN on like an open Wi-Fi. A lot of hotels will block it because the IP address is coming from somewhere else, and they're like, oh, because they want to collect data on you.
Yeah.
That's part of what they do, and so when you attempt to block that, sometimes they get a little screwy. But
They can't stop me.
no, they cannot.
A researcher found out that a third of all VPN companies are based in China.
Oh, great.
I did a lot of research on my on my VPN provider.
Oh, that's good to hear because I
And-
got the one you recommended.
They don't have a list of who those third are, do they?
No, you got NordVPN, and look at the name Nord. They're based out of like Norway or Sweden or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
You're good.
I was
Don't
gonna
worry.
say like I
you're-
went to McDonald's and that's not from Ireland.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Old
Anyway,
McDonald.
so yeah, so that's the last one. That's the last one we really have
Cool.
coming into the show. So I'll fix the Slack alert.
Yeah,
here,
sorry
figure out
about that,
what's going on.
guys.
Yeah.
But hopefully we've. If you do,
That feels
for
good,
some
though.
reason, have an email in there that we didn't get to, just shoot us another one.
Yeah, that feels good though because it felt like I
Call us
felt
lame.
pretty lonely. I haven't logged into the actual email account for a while, and I was like, oh, nobody's emailing. Us.
likes us.
But it was just technology's failure, and mine.
All right.
It's not my fault. It's their fault.
Let's. We got a few cool things to talk about today. There's been a lot of kind of random hardware announcements in the last 2 weeks. Big ones from AMD. Well, not announcements, I should say, from AMD, but
Releases,
launches. Yeah. And then there was an announcement from NVIDIA that we're going to talk about that I'm not very good. I don't remember if they've launched already or if
Yeah,
they
they've
will
launched.
Okay, so it was announcement and launch within the same week.
That is neat.
Those sly fellas over there.
Those NVIDIA fellas. So we'll hit on them first because theirs is the shortest. They basically they've announced these GPUs that are RTX Super cards, and
I was almost
the name-
really pissed at
I
this.
know, me too. Because early rumors showed that they were going to have a 2060 Super, a 2070 Super, a 2080 Super, and a 2080 Ti Super, which basically what these cards are is just better versions of what they
Yeah.
already have.
So pretty much the 2060 Super is like a old 2070.
Yeah.
And the new 2070 Super is like an old 2080.
They're all within. They get so close that there's almost no difference.
Yeah.
Especially with the 2060 Super because they added 2 gigs of RAM on there as well. It went from 6 to 8 gigs of RAM, just like the 2070 had. So it's a really quite a good value if you want to get on the RTX bandwagon because you're getting more performance for the same price as you were before. The 2070 Super and the 2080 Super are going to just replace completely the 2070 and the 2080 at the same price.
Yep. The 2080 Super adds about a teraflop of performance, so it's still not quite as good as the 2080 Ti, but it's approaching.
It's still what? So I think it's going to be at what 11?
11 teraflops. 2080
And
Ti isn't it 13 to 14?
Yeah, 2080 Ti is like 13.4. So
Did you already drop a price on how much those are going to be?
they're the same price as the 2070 and the 2080. So
It
so
just replaced them in the line.
But have
Yeah.
those gone down in price
Nope.
because of the whole crypto market?
They have not. No. So you're looking at, I believe the 2070 is $500. 2070 Super, the 2080 Super will be $700, and the 2060 Super will be $400. But the 2060 they actually are keeping as their lowest low end card for $350. So you'll be able to get the 2060 or the 2060 Super for $50 more. And if you ask me, that's a $50 no brainer.
Yeah, if you're a 1080p gamer, the 2060 is pretty dang good.
But for
But-
$50, you get
Yeah, get the
you get
Super.
like 15 or 20% more performance
Yep.
and 2 more gigs of VRAM. So it's totally worth it. So yeah, that was interesting, and basically the NVIDIA timed this just in time to kind of give the middle finger to AMD as AMD launches their new line of Navi cards, the 5700 and the 5700 XT.
And they're good cards.
And they're good cards, but immediately after this launch, AMD announced that they dropped the price before launching the
Before launch,
5700.
yeah.
They dropped the price on those so they could compete better with the super stuff that was just put out. So with those ones, Jarron, you want to talk about the 5700s?
Yeah, so they're approaching. Oh boy, my brain just turned off right there.
You okay, buddy?
They're meant to compete with the 2060 and the 2070.
Yes.
And for the most part, they do, but they do not have the extra features that NVIDIA has tacked on to their recent cards. They do not do ray tracing. Rumors are that their next cards that they put out will do.
But that's not for another year.
It's not for another year. And it's not meant to replace the Radeon 7 that recently came out, which is competing against the 2080. They largely reached the benchmarks. They approached the 2060 and the 2070. Supers, and they're a little bit cheaper than the 2060 and the 2070 Supers, and that's about it.
So the 5700 comes in at $350, which is the same price as the vanilla 2060, but it will outperform the vanilla 2060.
Yeah.
And then the 5700 XT comes in at $400, and it competes within about, from what I saw, within usually about 5 to 7% of the 2070 Super. But it
Yeah.
comes in at $400. It's $100 cheaper.
There are some games that run really well on AMD cards, and for those games, it will outperform the 2070 Super. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, most games are not built that way.
Right, exactly. So the graphics card wars have gotten a little more interesting, but still not
Yeah.
that interesting. You still have NVIDIA, unfortunately, just kind of stomping around doing whatever they want, because in the end, performance is king, and people will pay the prices if they want the performance. You know.
Well, that's why I invested in a G-Sync monitor, because NVIDIA puts out good stuff.
Yeah, they really do. Sometimes many would argue that it is overpriced, and sometimes I would be siding with them, saying it is overpriced sometimes. But you definitely do get more performance out of this stuff. So now, on the other side of that AMD coin, they launched the 3700X and the 3900X CPUs. Oh man. Now, as ho-hum as the 5700 stuff was compared to NVIDIA, is exactly the opposite of how amazing, or is exactly equal to how amazing the AMD versus Intel stuff is with these CPUs.
Too long didn't read. Buy those chips.
Yeah, your TLDR is, if you're in the market for a new CPU right now, whether you game or for productivity, either way, AMD is king right now. They're eating Intel's lunch.
Yeah.
Are you going to do a breakdown on how to switch over if you already have the other graphics card
You
or
mean
the CPU?
CPU?
Sorry.
Yeah, you'd have to get a new motherboard and a new CPU.
I want a video about this.
And make sure your RAM is compatible.
RAM's going to be compatible either way you go, as long as you're on DDR4.
So in some benchmarks, AMD wins. Other benchmarks, Intel
Well,
wins.
let's
For gaming,
Let's specify
but
that. Yeah, for
everything
gaming.
else, AMD just wipes the floor with Intel.
If you're doing any sort of productivity stuff, AMD just eats Intel's lunch and then hangs them over their head by their feet and shakes the coins out of their pocket.
that only happened once, and you know it.
It is crazy. I stole that quote from my friend Randall, by the way. It's crazy though. I mean, we're talking anywhere from 10 to 60% in some use cases increase on performance on AMD over the Intel stuff for the same price,
Yeah.
or even slightly cheaper.
Well, I never saw benchmarks though with a more expensive Intel chip.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't. A lot of the stuff I saw compared apples to apples as far as price goes.
Yeah.
So you're talking $500 for the 3900X and $500 for Intel's 9900K. All right. So the 9900K is 8 cores, 16 threads. The 3900X from Intel is 12 cores, 24 threads. But here's where AMD finally caught up and even surpassed Intel in some respects. Their
They rigged the system.
Their single core performance is as good or better than Intel in a lot of use cases. Which before, Intel's single core performance had always beaten AMD's, like hands down. But they've been able to push up their single core performance to the point where now they're competitive, if not better, than Intel in every aspect aside from some of the games at 1080p.
Can you give me, for people that don't necessarily understand this, can you give me a story that likens unto this situation?
This is David and Goliath, 100%. Intel is Goliath.
Which is the one that you're a fanboy of? No.
No.
That's GeForce.
That's NVIDIA. Yeah.
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA is also a Goliath. But so Intel is a Goliath of the CPU market, and AMD has been the little David over there trying, and for the last 14 years, pretty much kind of failing.
But surviving.
But surviving,
Right.
yeah.
Surviving on their GPUs, on their
What's-
lower end stuff.
So the GPUs have kept them afloat.
And their CPUs have kept them afloat a little bit too, because they were always so much cheaper
Right.
than Intel
And,
stuff.
and they supplied the consoles.
Yeah, all on that too. They do all the
Yeah. Poop.
They do all of the CPU GPU console or combos for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the next gen stuff too as well.
So they're doing very well.
Right now they're doing great compared to where they were just 5 or 6 years ago.
So what's the rock?
And so
that
now,
hit Goliath in the
the
head?
rock that hit Goliath in the head is the Zen 2 architecture.
Okay.
These new chips are performing the same or better than Intel at a lower cost.
Do enough people know about this to actually
That's
make
that's the hard part. Is AMD's been considered second tier for so long in the CPU market.
It's hard to get people to go with them because they think there must be a reason why they're so much cheaper.
Yeah.
They must be poor build quality. They must be something is going to drop.
Well, you
There's
do
no
have
way
to-
you can that
It just
Intel's
does
a
not.
giant.
Yeah, it does not compute in someone that's used to Intel being the best at everything to have something cost the same but offer you 60 to 70% more
Yeah.
performance.
And
Yeah.
what they're fighting is not the actual product but the brand. So Intel's done a fantastic job of keeping their brand valuable. And so people see the brand and go, well, it's got to be better because it's Intel.
Yeah, I want that i5. I want that i7. That's what all the
And,
commercials
and
tell
to be
me to get.
and to be fair, Intel has smashed the market
Right.
with that for the last decade,
Right.
at least.
And then now you have the AMD stuff. So AMD's Ryzen first gen processors came out 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, and it was like, okay, this is interesting. They're actually somewhat competitive with Intel, and they are still cheaper. And then their second gen stuff came out, and it was like, okay, that's decent improvement, but still not as good as Intel, but also cheaper. And then this stuff came out this last week, and it's just like, whoa, wait a minute. This is Intel quality or more.
They're real benchmarks, and they're not leaked. They're not
No,
speculated.
reviews are out.
Right.
I linked to a review by Paul's Hardware, I think, where he goes over a lot of the real-world use case scenario stuff with doing things like video compression and stuff like production stuff that you would need to do, as well as a couple of games. And there's tons of reviews out there that you can go look at. But what it boils down to is if you're doing anything besides straight 1080p gaming, AMD crushes. If you're gaming at 1440p, which is kind of the standard right now, 1080p still has really big market saturation, but 1440p I believe is fast becoming the new norm.
What do I need in order to play Minecraft?
You can play Minecraft on your phone, on your iPad. But anything 1440p, 4K, AMD is as good or better than Intel. And at 1080p, you're looking at usually a delta of about between anywhere from like 4 to 16%. But you're also talking about comparing these games where on Intel you're getting 200 frames per second. And on AMD, you're getting 160 frames per second, or 170, or 180. And
Now, how
it's
noticeable
like,
is that?
That's
when
the
you're playing
that's
the
the
game?
point I'm making.
Oh.
It's the frames are so high anyway that you won't notice. You won't notice anyway. And there's only a few monitors out there that'll go above 144 hertz.
Can Jarron's do that?
Jarron's tops out 440 or 144, excuse me. And so he wouldn't notice a difference anyway if he was running it at 1080p. So yeah, it's amazing to see AMD make the strides that it has in the last 3 years, and also keep their costs down, relatively speaking, compared to Intel. It is the definition of disruption in the computer hardware sphere. It's been awesome to watch.
How's Intel reacted to this? I saw that they lowered some of their prices for their Core i9.
They have to. That's the only way they
I
can.
saw
react.
the Core i9 on Amazon for $485. Which was,
so $15 off.
Yeah,
whoopity do.
Yeah, right.
So or you can spend that $15 on a 3900 and have 4 more cores and 8 more threads.
Right.
So that's the thing. The value proposition for these Intel or for these AMD CPUs right now is just through the roof. It's through the roof. And they have yet to in September, they're going to release a 16-core version of this chip.
I'm gonna get that.
And
That's what I'm waiting for.
And it's going to cost $750.
I might put
which
that in
is,
my miner and then have it mine XMR.
Minor.
could do
I
that.
barely know her. Oh! I'm sorry. Dad jokes just come out now. I can't.
They just-
There's
it's
nothing.
a
I can't stop it.
So for $750, you can get a 16-core, 32-thread chip, which the closest chip from Intel that as 16-core, I believe, costs I want to say
$900.
no $2,200.
What?
Yeah, so you're talking about getting
Do I have an Intel chip in mind, or do I have AMD?
You have an Intel. You have an 8700K.
How hard would it be to switch over?
I mean, it'd be a full rebuild basically.
Okie dokie.
Because you would need new motherboard and new CPU.
Oh, all right.
But no, the 8700 is a good chip.
Yeah, it's
if
great.
You've already
I don't
got
know why
that,
you're trying to switch me.
If you've already got that,
No, I like it.
You don't have much to complain
No,
about.
that's great. Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see in September when that 16-core chip comes out. If it dominates like the 8-core and the 12-core have for AMD, then it'll be really, really interesting to see what Intel tries to do to answer that, because they have no answer to that chip for less than $2,000.
Right.
And if you can get that for
That's
$750,
That's insane.
$750. Like,
They
it's
have no
just
answer.
crazy.
Okay, so like if this was a telephone call, it was like ring, ring,
They wouldn't pick up the phone.
ring, ring.
Nope, not answering.
I don't think anybody is home.
They got no
ring,
answer.
Ring. All right.
All right. So yeah, that was a lot of hardware mumbo jumbo. For those of you that aren't interested in that, sorry, but we are all done with it. Just very, very exciting to see the market get disrupted. It's super, super interesting.
This pleases me a little.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you two get that excited about it. I don't know what it means for me.
YouTube?
What?
You're excited to see YouTube?
No, you two.
Oh, you
excited.
too. Okay. Sorry, I totally misheard.
I love YouTube.
I do too. All right. Speaking of disruption and then complete failure following, which isn't related to AMD, hopefully, but it is related to MoviePass.
Oh yeah,
Some serious disruption.
they
and
have shut down.
straight up
Gone.
shut down.
They're just like, you know what, folks? Adios. We're gonna go
and
fix
what have
it.
they said?
We're gonna go fix our app.
We need several weeks to
Yeah.
fix our app.
What does that mean? That sounds like a scammy
Wait,
exit
which,
scheme.
that is
which
one.
app are we talking about?
MoviePass.
MoviePass.
I thought that company was dead.
They've been like clutching
So
with their bony fingers onto
so they're
life for the last
basically
6
their
months.
their investors wanted their money back.
Yeah.
So they made MoviePass basically just destroy their business model to try and get their money back. Like,
So what's their business model right now? Do you guys even know?
I don't. Tony would know. He's got the.
Still a subscription-based service,
But like,
you only get
costs-
like what 3 movies a month? or
3 movies a
something?
month, and it costs more than $10, I believe. But that's the thing is,
And you
I
can't see
swear
specific movies. Don't then they lock down out like
new movies,
new
like
movies,
new big movies.
new blockbusters. You're yeah,
yeah, exactly.
What the heck?
It's
else would you-
it is straight garbage.
So you paid-
and it was like every 2 months they would change up what the actual plan was.
Yeah.
without notice.
And basically, they basically just confused everybody to stop using the card, their subscription completely while they tried to settle it out. It let them get their money back, and I think the investors are just on the way out.
I pre-bought a year of it for I think $100 for me, and a year for my wife for $100. We have been able to. I've seen 3 movies on my pass, and she's seen 2.
Ooh.
And ever
sucks.
since that, we have not been able to see anything we want when we want to see it.
Yeah.
So
You got
basically,
hoodwinked.
Yeah, I paid $33 a ticket, and she paid $50 a ticket. Well, I guess I paid for her $50 a ticket.
But you still have the memories.
I have the anger and the memories, and I want to see someone start a class action lawsuit against MoviePass that I can join.
Sometimes you have to hate to appreciate love.
That's not going to work. They don't have any money.
I know they don't have any money is the problem, but yeah, like Owen said, they've gone into service mode for the next couple weeks.
Right.
We'll see if they come out of it.
I don't know.
I don't think they
I don't
will.
know if they will. They would have to drastically change the way that they've decided to do business, which
Yeah.
they've already done so much that it's crippled them.
Oh yeah.
So I think they're just going to be like, sorry, we gave it a shot.
Yeah.
We're not giving you back your money because we paid our investors back, so that we could actually,
So they wouldn't sue us.
because the developers don't want to be blackballed in that
Yeah.
world, and so they're
Yeah.
going to pay the people that might bar them from entering that world again, and then the class action lawsuit will kick up, and somebody will be like, oh, I want my money back then.
It's just crazy. The way this has been handled has been so insanely bad. The only thing I can think of that has been handled maybe worse, probably equally as bad, is Juicero.
Don't cut the
What
packets
is
open.
that?
Juicero.
Oh, wait,
It's
yeah.
the squeezy juice.
It's the Capri Sun squeezy juice, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, MoviePass. Oh my gosh. And the fact that they're trying to play it off as we're improving our app for the next 3 some odd weeks. Nobody believes that. Come on. How long does it take to fix an app if you have some
Right.
developers? Maybe a couple days.
Well, if they're working for nothing.
What happens?
Several weeks. Come on.
What happens if Juicero was like the answer to world peace and we all just gave up on it?
I guess we got no world peace.
What if it did more than just squeezed a bag, Tony?
But it doesn't.
What
That's the problem.
What happens if there was actual magic that went inside there, and when we cut it open, all the magic dissipated, and it just looked like normal juice?
So Juicera would provide the key nutrients to a specific somebody
Yeah.
at a key moment in that person's
It
life.
would be cancer fighting.
Who would be the
next president?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why we lost, guys.
Tough one. It is a tough one. Let's bring it back around to cassette players because this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is so great. So, you can get now a cassette player. We said we were talking about Jarron's awesome one earlier.
His Walkman.
The Walkman. This one is the I forget who's making this one. Anyway, there's a cassette player that's coming out that is wireless. It's Bluetooth. It's a cassette player. You can go and get all of your get your tapes and they'll play, and you can connect them to Bluetooth. They also have a headphone jack if you want to be wired in. You can
Headphones?
You can still do it if you
Jack?
wanted to.
Nice.
But my favorite quote on this whole article is this one. If you find that having your music in good quality, being able to skip tracks with fast forwarding, and fitting all your media onto one device is just too convenient, then we've got good news. Cassette tapes are making a comeback.
That's awesome.
And so the only reason I put this on is because I'm like, well, if this can happen, so can IR blasters. They can come back. Yep.
No
Yep, they
way.
can do it.
They've earned 4 times their goal so far.
It's a Kickstarter, and they've earned 4 times their goal. I just can't.
Is it what's like the DLC to this? Like they're selling pencils with like erasers to go with it?
I don't know. I think it's
like
just a
help rewind?
complete play on nostalgia.
And see, this is interesting because I was actually thinking about something like this a couple of months ago, except for CDs.
Right.
Because if you don't have a boombox or a car with a CD player, how do you listen to your CDs now?
You don't.
Supposed to have-
You
you're-
can't.
feel bad
you're
for
supposed
having
to
them.
have- You're supposed to have ripped them all into
But if you haven't,
right. Which
So-
I have a whole bunch. I have a whole list
Yeah.
of CDs.
No,
I'm supposed
you know
to do
what?
this with.
so I actually looked. I looked online for. I probably put about 2 hours into this search over the course of a couple days because it was just nagging at me. Nobody that I could find makes a little portable CD player with a Bluetooth out, so you can
Right.
just hook it to your speakers.
Why do you want that?
That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
And now someone's making it for tapes, which is neat too. But how about a CD?
So there's been arguments in the past about pirating in that way, and the one of the consensus that came out is like, if you bought the CD, there should be no problem like going to get the download, like pulling the tracks down.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, because you already own, you put your money in for the CD, and so that's been a big solution for a lot of people trying to convert their CDs to a digital format. Mm-hmm. It's one of my big tasks on my Plex server actually. So I have all these CDs I bought, growing up when I was in the CD world,
Right.
And one of the reasons
Wait,
I paid
CDs that you bought on Morpheus?
no.
Oh, you actually bought?
Yeah, I
From-
actually
from-
hardware CDs. I actually have
From
the CD.
FYE and Best Buy.
Remember who didn't
and-
get swindled by FYE?
Oh yeah, big time.
like-
Gray Whale.
What,
Yeah.
what do you mean swindled by?
Like they
FYE?
were the ones like, buy one CD and you'll get 13 more.
Oh no, that's Columbia.
Oh, yeah,
House.
Columbia House. Sorry, that's Columbia House. BGE, BHE,
BMG.
Yeah.
BMG.
BMG Music. Oh
Yeah.
man, those guys
Dude,
made so much money.
Say what you will about like those stores going out or whatever, but like they were like kind of a fun place to hang
Yeah.
out
Oh,
with
they
your friends,
totally
you know?
were. Yeah.
But so one of the reasons I pay for a Plex Pass is because you get access to the Great Snout MP3 tag data.
Oh,
And
nice. So you can
so
just rip a
you can
CD
pull
and
'em
throw
up
it on
there.
there, and it'll have all
It
the
tags
tag
them,
stuff.
and the Grace Note's the same one iTunes uses, I believe. So
Grace Note's big.
yeah. So anyway, so that's one of those things I think about when I'm like, well, maybe I would want to rip it, but the quality of music coming out of a cassette is lo-fi.
Yeah.
Like DVD or CDs were the first digital content, which is kind of why they still have staying power. Mm-hmm. I mean, even though they were a lot of times they were mastered lower, but
But isn't there an argument to be made about when artists release their music on tapes? That's how they meant for their music to be heard. So couldn't that be?
no,
No, there.
No way.
I would say there
Really?
is for
No.
records,
yeah.
for LPs, but not for tapes.
Yeah, and the analog loss, the audio loss on a record on an LP is not nearly as much when you put on a magnetic tape.
Exactly.
Tapes were just more convenient.
Exactly.
So-
They were easier to carry around, a lot less likely to get
They need to
scratched
do
or
they need to do the
break
same
or
thing with
whatever.
8-tracks. Then they need to do this with 8-tracks. Get a
Bring
Bluetooth
back 8 tracks.
Bluetooth 8-track player. Just bring it on in.
I think the only 8 tracks left are probably lying around in people's glove boxes, and
Yeah.
it's only Queen. That's all they have.
To be fair, you could have got the same functionality by going to Amazon and buying just one of the Bluetooth headphone adapters. It's just a little thing that plugs into the Bluetooth.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You could have done this, but it looks nice.
Oh, maybe I could do that with a portable CD player.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa, plot twist.
It's like $16 for one. I looked them up because we use an aux plug in my car because we don't have ours is old enough that it doesn't have Bluetooth natively.
So it will take a headphone jack that is audio out, and it will convert to Bluetooth to send to something else.
It connects it's like replacing your aux cord. So you connect your phone to the Bluetooth that's plugged into the thing. So it's an input, not an output.
Oh, see, I want an output. I want to
That would
plug
be cool.
it.
Yeah.
I want to plug it into my CD
I
player.
bet it would
That's
work.
got to be a thing. Hold on,
bet
I'm
it
going to
would
do a
work.
couple
I want to
searches.
plug it into my CD player and have it play on my Bluetooth speakers.
I bet it would work. I bet that would work because you
I'm
could
interested
discover
in-
that Bluetooth device and just add it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an
How-
aux cord.
How
so
would you
it's-
discover it though?
You just you'd have to have the app. So there'd have to be an
Okay,
interface.
if there was an interface with the app, it might work.
Right. Like so, if your DVD player is smart enough to have an app to find devices,
Yeah,
then you could. But if it's dependent on you
that's a no-go.
looking it up on your phone to connect it, then it'd be a no-go.
This cassette player looks cheap.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'll bet it
Yeah.
costs them like $6 to make.
They're really leaning into the analogness of it.
the hype, not the hype, the nostalgia.
There's an extremely cheap looking switch to turn on the Bluetooth. It's an off and on switch.
Oh, jeez.
And then they have a clear front so you can see the cassette spinning.
So like the biggest thing is to like advertise your mixtape cover. Like this is
there you
mixtape
go.
1401.
Okay, so James.
I'm James.
Hi, James. You've pulled up what Owen was talking about,
Yeah.
but that is specifically a receiver.
Right.
That doesn't. You cannot send data from that to a Bluetooth speaker. That is only to receive music from your phone.
It's bull crap.
Yeah, that's
To
what I'm
the-
saying. Like
that's what most of
nobody,
them are. It's just a
nobody
receiver.
makes what I want.
Right.
Oh.
You just gave away your $1 million.
I did. You know what? But if it means I can buy one later, I'm okay with it. I'm less okay with it than I would be if I made millions on it. But live and learn.
This one's a receiver and a transmitter
Okay, wait.
Yeah,
Receiver.
here's one.
For reals?
for $30. Yeah, it's 2 in 1.
I must.
Look at that.
I must look at this.
Okie dokie.
Yep, it's got a headphone in, out thing.
Neat.
Headphone out.
This one's $20.
Can you imagine
I
if
like
we were
that.
to utilize this on the podcast?
Boom.
We could be anywhere.
That's really
Anywhere.
Anywhere,
Cool. Okay,
Owen.
I'm going to look into that. Save
One
that
of-
link. I want to look at it later.
One of these recordings, can we try using our technology and all just phone in from our different places and see how it goes?
That sounds like it'd make for bad audio quality.
No.
And bad banter.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
that
that
one.
too. James, I don't know what any of these articles are, but
Ooh.
why don't you talk about
I
one?
want to talk about the one that I highlighted.
Okay.
Let me pull it up really quick. I don't know where I put it. There it is. Okay. So the thing that I wanted to talk about right here was how many of you guys actually use like an ad blocker?
Me.
I do.
Okay.
I do not. I go raw.
Now, wow.
I whitelist some sites, but
Why?
because they're the sites I like, and I know that they're not harvesting my data too much.
You want to give them a little bit of ad revenue?
Yeah, but when I'm like searching around on Google and I'm going to a rando website, I don't know what they're tracking from me, and it creeps me out. So yeah, I'm gonna use a ad blocker.
Okay. So Mozilla is coming out with a browser that is subscription based. So you pay $5 to this browser, and the browser itself acts as an ad blocker, but it still distributes money to the websites that you visit as a way of like kind of giving back.
Interesting.
So it's an ad blocker without the ads, but you still help support those websites. I think it's kind of interesting. The actual browser is called Scroll.
and
and,
it's made by Mozilla.
And it's made by Mozilla. So if you're into Mozilla and you want to actually give back,
How much does it cost?
$5 a month.
Okay.
So is this a real product, or is this just like something that they're talking about? Is it in beta? What's going on?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. But the story is in the show notes. I just saw it, and I saw a subscription-based web browser, and I thought that was interesting.
You know,
Mozilla's actually under a little bit of fire right now because they've started this DNS. They're supporting DNS over HTTP, so they're kind of in the news quite a bit.
Why is that important?
So HTTP is a secure protocol, and so forcing DNS to go over that, which normally who knows what port DNS goes over normally? Tony's
443, I think.
53.
53.
Channels 1
That's
through 10.
TCP. Dang it.
Yeah. So 53 is what DNS usually goes over, which is unsecure. It's where a lot of DNS leaks come from. A lot of people spend a lot of energy trying to trap that in VPNs, making sure that sometimes in order to find out where you're going on the internet, they don't have to actually see your data. They just have to see what you're looking for. And so DNS is what we call gmail.com, which is really just a string of numbers, but we like names because we're people, right? We read.
Is that why I shouldn't include social security numbers, credit cards, my
No,
mom's birthday, maiden
that's
name?
not at all.
Yeah, so basically DNS is the acronym for Dynamic Name Switching Service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that way you don't have to remember a 12-digit number
IP address.
which is an IP address to go to yahoo.com or whatever. You
Oh,
can just
cool.
type
Who
in.
goes to
Yeah.
yahoo.com?
So
Yeah,
it's
I try to.
He's trying to get to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
so to kind of break it down, the DNS is like so I live in Springville, right? And like the addresses are all number addresses.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's 580, but whatever Center Street.
So your DNS
the
goes
DNS
out of a
is just a name over it. So it's like Flamingo Avenue.
exactly,
And it's the exact same thing as.
Or another way you could put it is it's a nickname.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's
It's
Okay.
a
alias,
nickname
right?
for the website.
So just an alias
That's
like
cool.
that. And so a lot of times they can track what you're doing, maybe not what you're sending, but where you're going based on just what you look for. Like what DNS names do you look up? Like,
Yeah.
boy, he goes to gmail.com this much. It's because what happens is when your computer sends out a request to find an IP address, it looks first on itself, then on its router, then on the next hop, which is usually your internet service provider. They'll all run a DNS. And then it goes broader and broader until it hits the root servers. And I think there's 17 of those now in the U.S. Root DNS servers are all around the country. And so Mozilla is now they're supporting this new protocol of DNS over HTTPS, which is kind of...
Which would make data miners angry.
Yeah, it would.
Because they won't be able to see what you're typing
What
in.
names. And so
What
like
names
they
you're
can't...
typing in.
If you're in marketing, you won't know anymore... There won't be any more global data or analytical data of saying,
We don't need
how
to
many
talk
people
about
went
this right
to
now, Owen.
how many people
It's
went to
not
red.com?
important.
Not are you in
Keep using Chrome.
Okay. Chrome and Google and
No, I'm just
Amazon.
kidding.
Give
Anyway.
us your data.
Anyway, I guess there's a loophole though. I haven't read all the way about it, but there's some sort of security flaw that possibly could be implemented through DNS through over HTTPS, and so Mozilla is basically standing by it, saying no, it's the more secure way. We need to fix this problem. But I haven't read about what it is, but they're in the news about that. It was interesting that they also came in the news for this other stuff.
By the way, that Firefox browser is just a concept at this point.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not available to use yet.
To answer your question, it's still a concept at this point.
I switched over. I've made the jump. I'm about 90% over into the Brave browser.
I've heard about that one.
It's
I've
really
heard
great. It's really
YouTubers
great. It also
talk about
satisfies a little bit of my crypto. So Jarron was just talking about how he whitelists some of his sites because he feels like he's always going to get relevant stuff from them.
Yeah, and
and
they're
so
not
he's
gonna
like,
track
I
him.
know they're there's a cryptocurrency, and we're going to call this the crypto minute. I'm going to try and stay under a minute, but
Ready, set, go.
Okay, so there's a coin. It lives on the Ethereum network. It's a token, right? We know that there's the coins and tokens. Anyway,
Wait a second. This isn't in your notes.
no, it's not. This is off. This is off the rails. You guys started talking about browsers, and I'm bringing it up.
No,
So,
dial back.
Don't interrupt the crypto minute.
To the notes.
I only have a few seconds left.
All
I
right,
have
he's-
other
so-
stories.
He's got 15
Okay,
seconds left.
BAT is a token that lets you pay advertisers if you like their content.
Oh, yeah.
Brave, you can set the amount of ads you see an hour up to 5 an hour, and they pay you in BAT token. I earned 4.5 in the last 2 weeks.
How much is that worth in...
It's $1.38. But
What does that equal in Stanley nickels?
in US
As many
dollars,
as,
in
whatever unicorns.
in US dollars, it's $1.38 that I made. But it's a one-way ticket right now. You can't send the back. It's not like I can mine this and then send it out to my Exodus wallet, which
Yeah.
Exodus does support BAT. Because I
Okay.
turned that on. I was like, I'm going to do this.
That's a fun fact.
But what you can do is you can pay advertisers if you liked their ad. You can, or if it's a website that's been certified by BAT, you can tip the website and say, "Hey, here's a tip.
Oh,
here's some
nice.
BAT token." You can pay them out of your earnings that you do from ad revenue.
I feel like this is kind of what Facebook wants to do with their cryptocurrency.
They want to. I think they want to start a marketplace
Yeah,
though,
but-
that circulates only their currency that costs nothing to transmit and receive.
But I could
But-
see them moving into, oh, you like this person's Facebook page? give them a Facebook.
Oh,
coin.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
whale
You know.
whale
But
coin.
whatever they're
that
going to
was,
do, they're going to do it in a douchey way.
that was whale coin. You should have followed whale coin. Whale coin was
Oh,
that
was
way.
that the social media coin?
coin.
But that's the thing with Facebook's MO from the beginning. That's why they bought Oculus. They try to look into the future, and if you can own the vehicle of choice in the future that people are going to start using, then it sets you up very, very well for the future.
Yeah.
Just too bad Oculus didn't really pan out for him.
Well, I mean,
It's still got a chance.
it's hardware. Hardware is commoditized.
Well, and look at Facebook. In Facebook's regard, they can do 1 billion transactions, payment transactions, build up this whole portfolio of crypto they're going to convert to fiat, to US dollars, and do one transaction. And get charged one transaction fee through the FCC, not FCC, FTC,
Yeah.
through the FTC, and for a cash change from crypto to US dollars. And so when it's in the blockchain, they save on all those fees, transfer fees and stuff that the FTC takes a little tiny piece of, right? So if they keep their transactions in their marketplace
Internal.
in Calibra, they don't, and then do one mass transfer.
Wait, did you say in Calibra?
That's their
coin.
That's their coin.
Oh, is that a mythical Spanish creature?
I don't know.
No, that's the chupacabra.
Oh, I was.
Which is still relevant to them, but not really relevant to the crypto.
Is that
Anyway,
a different kind of currency?
Calibra?
I don't know.
I read an article about this Calibra, and the Facebook engineers were in this meeting. They're like, yeah, it's going to enable payments for the 1.8 billion people in the world who don't have access to banks or whatever. And the regulators are like, so how's it going to do that?
Well,
We don't know.
we're going to make it do it.
Right.
Jeez.
Anyway,
Unbelievable.
it's pretty crazy, but Brave is a cool browser, by the way. I'm just going back to that.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't let you track. It doesn't track your personal data, so it anonymizes you. But it's still a Chrome-based browser, and so
I'm gonna
you
get it
get
right now.
all the extensions. Everything's the same.
That'll be my purchase.
I have not had any hiccups with it. The only hiccups I've had is that some sites get ticked off so you do have to allow cookies on some sites, and there's just a little slider to turn that on or off
Right.
per site, because some sites will really penalize you for that.
Interesting.
Penalize.
But
Might
instead,
check it out.
but it's been really good.
Nice. Okay, I know Jarron's excited to talk about these, and I also think they look pretty promising. The Amazon Echo Show. Oh, I'm just kidding. Sony wireless earbuds. That's what you were excited for those, not more than the Amazon thing, right?
I feel like we talk
Indeed.
about earbuds quite a bit.
I know,
Do you guys
'cause-
actually use all of the earbuds that we talk about?
yeah.
Tony does because he buys all of
Okay,
them.
and
I
what
have
do
a problem.
What do you guys listen to on these earbuds? Everything from like podcasts to songs to
Podcasts,
audiobooks.
Audible, songs, yeah.
Yeah,
Everything.
all of it. So, and we don't announce every single new earbud out there because there's a billion of them now. But
The thing, though, is you got to remember is within the last 6 months or so, companies have started putting out really good ones.
Exactly.
Ones that are finally worth talking about.
and there's like been some out there from like Jaybird or whatever it's called.
Jaybird's one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And-
also J Labs.
And if we're gonna be talking about this more often, I need like a gold standard. I need something to like measure against. Give me like a good brand.
I got you
and
the
a bad
gold.
brand.
I got you the gold standard right here. There's 2 gold standards.
Well, and I need to know how it compares to Apple earbuds.
That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, neat.
So for non-sealing music, like non-ear canal seal,
Yeah.
AirPods are the gold standard.
Okay.
For sealing, like the silicone tips that go in your ear
Yeah.
and seal off the sound, the gold standard right now is either the Powerbeats Pros or the Jabra Active 65Ts. Those are both of those. I have both of those, and they're both fantastic.
You guys need to make a graphic so we can put it on our website so
Yep.
we can
Yep,
measure
yep.
it.
Anyway, a new entrant. Well, they're not exactly new because they've put out a crappy product so far, but this one looks awesome. It's made by Sony. It's the WF-1000XM3.
Where was the XM2?
They skipped a generation. Yes. They're trying to align with their fantastic over-ear
Yeah.
noise-canceling headphones.
Which they are fantastic.
Yes, and these do look fantastic. They go in your ear canal so it seals off the sound, but they go one step further than the Jabras or the Powerbeats in that they do active noise canceling. Yes, it looks awesome. And few other positives. The charging case is much smaller than the Powerbeats Pro charging
It's
case.
a pretty beefy power case.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
This charging case is like 2 AirPods lined up horizontally next to each other. So that's about as big as it is. Battery life, 8 hours if you don't do noise canceling.
Nice.
6 hours if you do.
I thought it was 5 if you do.
6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Cool.
it's very, very good battery life, and the case provides another 3 charges on top of that. So it's
so
a pretty
potentially 32 hours of play if you don't
Yeah.
use active noise canceling.
Yep. So it is a very, very nice setup here. The only bad thing that's going against it is it doesn't have water resistance.
Yeah.
Oh, or so does that
that's-
mean sweat resistance as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that
so
sucks.
that's a deal breaker for me because when I exercise, I sweat a lot.
Same.
Do do they actually get covered in moisture?
Yeah.
Do you
My
swap?
my power beats do for sure.
Do you swap those out for the Comply tips?
No, that's really hard to do with these because they have cases, and so the
Blocks
Comply
the
tips
charges.
don't slide in
So
to the case very well.
Do you normally switch out the
Every
tips?
other earphone, earbud, whatever you want to call it, I've always switched to the Complys because they are fantastic.
Another great thing about the Sony is it comes with many different types of tips. They
Yeah.
have the foam tips along with the rubber tips. That comes with it. So you'll most definitely find your fit. But everything I've read about it has really good audio quality. Has a new DAC built in with
DAC?
digital audio
converter.
Oh, I thought Star Wars. Okay, never mind.
24-bit audio, which is it's not 32-bit, but your ears can't tell a difference anyway. They probably did that for battery life reasons. Anyway, it looks very, very nice, and I'm very excited to get them. They'll come out at $220, $230,
Which is cheaper than the Power Beats Pros.
Yep, they are, and it'll come out in August. So these will probably be my next set because my AirPods, I've had them for 3 years now. The battery life has really dwindled on them. And that's really the problem with wireless earbuds. The batteries are so tiny.
Yeah.
The battery life is so small that you have to keep recharging them, and your lithium-ion batteries will lose their charge over a few years.
Yep. I'm
Now-
excited for you to get those. I want to fondle them. I want to look at them. I don't think I could ever buy a pair because the lack of sweat and water resistance is probably a deal breaker for me. But maybe the next ones.
What if you wear a different pair when you work out, and then that pair when you're just sitting?
I mean, I could, but the thing about the Power Beats Pros is they sound so good that it's just easier to use them for everything.
Does Comply partner with any companies?
No.
Oh, darn it.
Once in a while, they'll come packed in with some of the earbuds.
Like Skull Candy?
Yeah. I think Skull Candy actually does have a set that does come with some Complys, but they've never I've never seen them exclusively partner with anyone.
Oh, also USB-C. Yeah. So one of the
That's the one thing I failed to mention that also brought it down from a 10 to a 9 on the Power Beats Pro is lightning cable charger.
One of the publications asked Sony, why didn't you add water resistance, sweat resistance? And their response was, we had 0 complaints about that on our first gen.
It's because nobody bought them. They were garbage.
Somebody had to have bought them. So that was the reason. So I wonder, I've wondered this ever since these wireless earbuds have come out. How important really is water sweat resistance?
It really does depend on the person. For
Well-
you, it's probably not a big deal because you don't sweat very much when you work out.
Is the sweat going to go into the holes, where the microphone is?
Maybe.
I would think, yeah.
I know that when I'm done going for a run, my Power Beats Pros they're wet. They're totally wet.
Yeah.
And I have actually ended up running in the rain as well once, not on purpose, but it actually didn't turn out so bad.
It's 2019. It should come standard.
It's-
It's not.
At the very least, it should be sweat resistant.
Yeah.
Splash resistant.
What's that? IPX 2,
4.
3, 4.
It's IPX4. All you need is IPX4, I believe, for sweat and splash resistance. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I really would have expected that from their highest end in-ear earbuds for $230, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. I mean, technically, the AirPods don't have a sweat resistance rating either.
They
And
don't?
Yeah, they don't.
They don't.
Oh.
and so they seem to work fine for a lot of people. But those are pretty, like, I think there's only 2 holes on those, right? And
Well,
they're
the big giant one putting out
but
the
they're
sound.
in your ear canal usually. Like, I don't see how I would sweat and have it go down into there. It would usually run out the outside of it before it hits that. But all right, we got time for one more story. Who gets it? Who gets it?
The great fanboy experiment.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Owen?
My thing is just people are going on strike on Amazon on Prime Day, but who wants to hear about that? Let's hear about your guys' story.
What now?
I said we got time. We got time for one more story. Who
Owen's not
wants
even
to dibs it?
painted.
But it sounds like you're out, and Jarron already.
I don't know.
already
There's
threw
a
it
couple.
out there.
There's a couple small things I can just say out there. Thanks Tesla. I'll just throw out a short one. Thanks Tesla for upgrading old ones. There you go.
And
Upgrading your old Teslas. There you go.
I do want to hit on real quick before Jarron's story. Halo Reach PC beta was leaked online.
Ooh, Microsoft's mad about it too. They're like
Yeah.
saying, if you download it or play it,
You're gonna be banned
We'll
forever.
know.
we'll ban you. No,
Yep.
you won't. If I download it or I'm gonna play the beta, I will definitely not be using my actual account.
Exactly.
Wait. So Reach is coming out. Is there anything extra included in that game? Because I know when the first Halo came out, they had like the needler rifle. There was a couple of extra things that didn't actually come out on the Xbox.
I have no idea if they're gonna do anything extra on those.
Yeah, I kind of want to replay that just for like the nostalgic experience of playing the last good Bungie game. And I know
Yeah.
what I said.
It was a
What?
really good game.
Wait.
It was a great game. But I mean, Destiny 2 is better.
No,
But
he's the ex-boyfriend.
you haven't even
Ti-
played.
was
you
Ti-
haven't even played Destiny 2.
Was Titanfall
Not until I get my strap, and then it's gonna suck all my internet.
was
out.
was Titanfall Bungie?
That's Respawn.
Oh, that's Respawn,
Yeah.
right?
It's close though. Actually, and Titanfall is a better spiritual successor to Half-Life than it is to anything else.
I disagree with that statement on many levels.
Titanfall?
Yeah.
Dude, I got a documentary for
What?
I got a documentary for you to watch. It actually talks about that.
How
and
Titanfall is a direct successor, or not?
Sorry, Titanfall 2.
Oh, okay, Titanfall 2.
My bad.
I'll
That's what I meant to say.
I'll get on board with
Because
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall, if you think about it, like the first game was really, really, really good, but without a campaign,
Yeah, it was only multiplayer.
I felt like it needed to be cheaper.
Yeah,
But dude, Titanfall 2 just got like
it's a short campaign.
thrown
but
under the bus
it's
for like
awesome.
when it came. Oh, it's amazing.
wicked
But when
good.
it came out, they picked the wrong time to release that game.
Yes, EA torpedoed it, and it's their own game.
Pew, 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 pew.
All right, Jarron, great fanboy experiment.
Yeah.
What do we got going?
I'm excited about
I was
this.
talking to Tony the other day, and
were?
Oh, that's nice.
I told him that I finally resigned myself to being an Apple fanboy.
Oh, yes. I told him it's been years. How are you just noticing?
We've
this?
all known.
Yeah.
So what would you guys say is the worst Apple product?
The worst Apple product?
Yeah.
Currently, I would say the worst Apple product is probably the new Mac Pros because they're so insane. No, I take it back. The worst Apple product is the monitor stand for the Mac Pro monitor.
No. We're not talking about cost here.
wanna
Cost aside, what is the Apple product you would just not buy?
The monitor stand.
No, that doesn't count.
That monitor stand is the biggest pile of nonsense I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. It's a cool monitor stand, but it costs way too much. All right.
It's at most was a $200 monitor
agree.
stand.
To answer your question, the one piece of Apple hardware that I don't own is the Apple TV. So I don't know if that like
That's
speaks
actually a really good one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
The
go
Apple
buy it.
TV 4K is great.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get it.
I'm gonna say for me it's the Mac Pro, the MacBook Pro because of
MacBook Pro?
MacBook Pro because of the GPUs in those things. You can get in $600 cheap gaming laptops for the same
Yeah.
GPU that you have in your $3,500 MacBook Pro.
And the worst accessory?
Um,
Don't you say that pen. Don't you say the pencil.
no, for people that actually draw on their iPad, the Apple Pencil is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Like for artists, it's fantastic. I would say, in my opinion, the worst accessory is probably the Apple Watch.
Mine is the USB the port density. Dongle heaven, like having to get all the dongles. dude.
That's not a product.
It
That's
is
the-
part of the design.
that's
So I'm going to
another
say their
reason.
whole MacBook line.
That's
then
that's another reason why I hate the MacBook Pros.
I had and everything about them.
All right. Well, I'm leading the discussion here, but it's the Magic Mouse. Come on.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, yeah. The Magic Mouse is just pure trash. It is the worst mouse I've ever seen ergonomically in my entire life. They actually managed to surpass the terribleness that was the Puck mouse with the original iMacs when they created the Magic Mouse.
Yeah, and I think that you're right about
I take
that.
back everything I
The
said
worst part
about the
about it-
Apple Watch.
Why would they put the charger underneath it?
Another thing.
Like, that
yes.
doesn't make any
You can't
sense.
even use it
can't
while you're
even-
charging it.
I was just having this conversation at work. I can't believe I didn't say that. Yeah. And it's awful.
Oh, the
well, no, the gestures on it, especially when you're editing videos, they're amazing. But outside of that, that's it.
So I recently came into possession of the very two things that Tony's talking about: the MacBook Pro and a Magic Mouse. MacBook Pro work paid for, so that wasn't too bad. Magic Mouse, it was on sale at Target for super cheap, so I'm like, I want to try it.
Wait,
Oh,
what's super cheap at Target?
If I can enjoy the Magic Mouse,
Yeah, no. How much did you drop? Like what?
$40.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. So if
Might as well just take that $40 and wipe your butt with it and light it on fire.
You're assuming he didn't know already.
That's true. Did you do that with $40?
a couple days ago.
Okay.
If I like the Magic Mouse, if I can work with it every single day of my life at work and actually think in my living brain that it's a good product, then I will have become the Apple fanboy.
You're already there, man.
No. So anyway,
When does it get here?
it came
Okay.
came on Friday, and I've already spent a day using it.
Oh.
And as James said, I love the scrolling on it. I work a lot in spreadsheets, being able to scroll left and right just as smoothly as up and down. It's awesome. But I must say, my hand hurts.
I knew it. I told you that would happen.
Well, and the thing
But
is,
I'm going to give it the old college try.
Oh my
hold on.
gosh.
Let's see. I want to see our hand sizes. Because I was going to say, that's a major... Oh, actually, your hands aren't that much smaller than
Your
mine.
hands are small.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
I'd say they're average.
No, they're small. I have
Tony?
small hands.
It makes things feel big in them. though.
Oh, jeez.
See, mine are a lot larger than yours.
So anyway, I want to try it. I'm going to give it a month or two, as long as the battery lasts, supposedly, and that's why it's on the bottom, because the battery lasts a full 2 months, working 8 hours every day, and you could plug it in for 2 minutes, and it'll work for 9 hours after plugging in for 2 minutes. That's their reason. Anyway,
Still a bad reason.
if I grow to like it after 2 months,
The Magic Mouse?
the Magic Mouse,
You won't.
You remember
There's
what
only
I said?
one button.
You remember what I said to you when you bought that? I said, why are you wasting your money on that? If you like gestures, get the portable trackpad.
I don't want to use a trackpad.
That is a good product.
You're saying that now until you get the trackpad, and then you program all the gestures into it,
But
and
my-
then you'll
my-
feel like you're living in the future.
My MacBook has a trackpad built into it.
Yeah, but it's
on
in the
center.
center.
Yeah, it's on center,
There's
man.
something completely different when your right hand's over here,
Yep.
and
I'm
you're
telling you,
doing
dude,
all the gestures.
You have completely wasted that $40. The trackpad is the superior.
You're making me feel.
Product.
You're making me feel bad.
It's okay.
Well, this
Go
is
return
this
it.
is my week every week, every other week. But like, we just got a new graphic designer, and we asked, "What mouse do you want?" He had like any mouse that he wanted,
his pick.
and he chose the trackpad.
It's a fantastic input device.
It's all the gestures.
Yep.
The mouse has gestures.
Yeah,
I
on
can
this
switch-
little surface that you gotta
Yeah.
monkey
It's okay.
claw.
It
It's-
really made
it'll
my
be-
wrist hurt.
You are going to
It
get
does.
arthritis by the end of the week.
Every time somebody asks you for a wish, your claw is gonna one finger down.
the only way I will pull out of this experiment is if I feel like if my health is in danger. Okay.
I have carpal tunnel, and I'll tell you, that Magic Mouse is not doing it. It's not going to do you any favors.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
Oh, you can go for it. It's
That's
your
why it's
funeral.
called the Great Fanboy Experiment.
It really is.
If I come out of this experiment praising that mouse, you can't trust another word out of my mouth.
True that. Gosh. All right. That sounds like a good place to end this podcast. Thanks for listening. If you made it to the end, hope you enjoyed it. And spread the good word of Gadget Spot to your friends.
Preach.
And preach it out. And maybe leave us a review on iTunes. That'd be cool.
Send us an email.
yeah,
I figured it out.
And
I
send us an
fixed
email. We got that fixed, so that's cool.
Gmail stopped allowing. It's a Gmail thing.
Oh.
Consumer accounts for Gmail stopped allowing integrations with specific apps. One of them being Slack.
So did you find a way around it? Or
Yeah. Well, technically, I guess.
Nice.
I've created a new email address on a different domain that we'll use to do like a forwarding
Oh,
thing.
forwarding action.
Yeah. So
Or
we'll get it to
honestly,
work.
if you want to find a different way to get in touch with us, just go to our website, gadgetspot.net, and
Yep.
just scroll to the bottom. That goes directly
yep.
into the email.
and you can find us all the places you want to stream the podcast from too. There.
Yeah.
Spotify. Ooh, when does the new Apple Podcasts launch? Is that already launched?
I have
On the
no
Mac?
idea.
Yeah,
This
'Cause-
fall.
because I was going to say not on iTunes anymore. Don't search for us there.
No, you can search for us on iTunes.
Well, I mean that's antiquated though.
on Windows, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
neat.
true.
Anyway,
Cool. All right. Thanks again. And Owen, why don't you take us out, man?
hey, we hope you care.
Gadget Spot.